I press toward the goal. He doesn't press toward the prize. He presses toward the goal. He says, toward the goal for the prize. If I reach the goal, I get the prize. But he's heading for the goal, not the prize. If a runner in a race were keeping their eyes as they're going around the track on the prize that they will win instead of the finish line, they probably won't win unless their competitors are really bad. Because when you get into the high levels of running and racing as you are running, they teach you to focus fully and completely on what's in front of you. You are never supposed to look behind you. You don't really look to the side of you except for your peripheral vision unless you see a runner who's going to run into you, and then you've got to react to that. But you keep your eye, because a look behind can mean the end of the race for a runner, because it throws off your balance a little bit, and you're such a fine-tuned machine at that point. You throw something a little bit off, and suddenly your foot catches a little bit, and boom, down you go. There's a story from a few years ago of at least one. It might have been more than one. Maybe Matt remembers. This was a number of years ago. It was one of the marathons in Pittsburgh, and it was the one that at that time it ended right at Heinz Field, I think was the finish line. And someone, I don't know how they do it. I'm not a runner. I haven't attended any of these races, but they identify the course itself. And there are certain markings and markers that tell you this is the course and stay on it. And one or a number of the runners near the end of the course mistook a part of the course, and they were looking at the wrong thing, and they ran off the course just for a moment, but it was enough that they lost the race, that they lost their place. I don't know if it was the actual winner who lost or whatever, but the point being that it is so critical for us in the spiritual application of this to keep our eyes not on the prize, but on the giver of the prize, on the goal. The goal is, Paul says it earlier, that I might know him, the power of his resurrection and the fellowship of his suffering, both. Again, it's some of that stuff you go, how do those two fit together? Well, they do. They seem incongruous. We want the power of his resurrection, right? Yeah, I want the power. I don't want the suffering. It's a package deal. It's a package deal. You get them both. And you want both because that's the fullness of who he is.